Oh boy, oh boy. So I've had quite the afternoon actually. I mean, Twitch freaking died, YouTube was being a massive boob, and everything else in freaking in between. So what should have been Songatsu has now been delayed until tomorrow because freaking hell, this whole entire thing's one massive dumpster fire. Because apparently nothing can work. Because I don't know. Because apparently something was going on Twitch and Twitch just freaking just stopped. Like everything just went stop. So yeah, this whole entire day's been one massive dumpster fire when it came to actually trying to stream. But anyway, yeah, so I need to unwind for 25 minutes. I need to take my mind away from the fact that, oh yeah, I don't have YouTube anymore because they're still taking my streaming rights away. Streaming rights away from me until March 29th, so I couldn't actually go on there and do anything. Oh my god, it's still not working. I think it's still not working, is it? Oh god, it's not working, is it? Is it still working? Or has it just been very slow? I don't know. But I mean, let's attempt it. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. So yes, we have returned today to actually watch, hopefully, Pop Team Epic episode 9. And as we know, last week's episode was freaking phenomenal. I do apologize for my actual intro. I'm really freaking pissed off today because of the whole thing with YouTube and Twitch. Because YouTube's one massive dumpster fire in its own right. But I mean, damn, Twitch is even worse apparently. Ah, really? God damn. Are we actually dead? Are we good? I think we're good. I think we're good. So yeah. As we know, last week's episode was really freaking amazing. It really was. Like, it had one of the greatest uses of spoofs in the universe, I must say. I mean, the use of the Kenji Fukasaku, what was it? My brain's now drawing blanks. My brain just drew a complete blank just then because my brain's fixated on the fact that the stream's gonna die. No, the Battles Without Honor and Humanity film series as an actual reference. So yeah, hopefully this week's episode actually does continue in that vein. I do apologize, my brain has been a bit everywhere right now. It's just my brain's on the streaming, so I'm like, is it gonna die? I don't know, but I don't think it is. I think we're good. Right, so let's put on Twitter. I've gone live for Pop Team Epic. Gone live for Pop Team Epic. Yeah, there's days when your brain just draws blanks constantly because it just has no idea what the hell is going on. Right, anyway, so enough talk. Let's actually watch this episode and actually see what happens. So in 3, 2, 1, let's begin episode 9 of Pop Team Epic right freaking now. Oh man. Oh Jesus, this show. Yeah, then my brain drew a complete blank because my brain was on the fact that actually my brain drew a blank on the whole film series title because my brain was fixated on the streaming because I was like, oh, is it gonna die? So I have to start the whole entire thing again. So I'm doing two things at once, which is a problem, I think. Yeah, yeah. Burnt Film was so freaking good. It actually completely destroyed Twitch. Oh man, I'm so pissed off I can't actually watch it right now. Hello, how's it going? Will we actually ever get Magma Mixer Murata in the actual anime though? That's the thing. Will we actually ever get him? Because I really want to see. I want to see my boy. I want to see my boy. Wait a second. It's a Ghostbusters reference. I know that. I know. Wait, that's not you've got the touch, is it? That's not Transformers, is it? The song. That's not. That's not. You've got the touch. It's RoboCop. It's that. Oh my god! It's in that's Final Fantasy 15. No way, is that Ignis and Noctis? Is it? I like the fact that Nanad has gone straight into movie references now. It's Mike Haggar from Final Fight. No way. It's Mike Haggar from Final Fight. I like how he's still continuing with the whole thing with Guilty Gear as well. That was Mike Haggar from freaking Final Fight just then. I can't believe it. It all kind of came together. It went from a Ghostbusters reference to a RoboCop reference to freaking maybe the Warriors reference. Oh wow, that beginning part was amazing. Still, I like how it went. Oh my god, that was actually really freaking good. Oh man. Still, I love the obscure movie reference they keep on making. It's amazing. All of it came together into a Final Fight reference. I was like, that's pretty freaking amazing. All of it just came together into a Final Fight reference. It's just, you can't make this stuff up. This show's so brilliant. It takes like 100 references into 1 second, and it kind of culminates into one massive. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking at first. I was like, is that Rio from Devilman? It's 100 references and meshes him into one thing to actually end up with freaking Final Fight. Oh man, they actually kiss next week. They freaking kiss next week, boys. It's happening. Oh man. Oh god, I'm still dying. Oh Jesus. For a second, I thought I might have got the whole entire movie reference, but I thought, nah, I didn't get it. I typed in I googled the name of the title. I thought, oh, maybe I might have got it, but I didn't get it. It wasn't that one. I think there's one overarching movie reference. So I'm still trying to figure it out. There's about 10 billion within one of them. It's like a marrying of a bunch of different references into one thing. But I can't believe I actually went to one massive Final Fight reference. That was impressive. That one got me. That's what I was trying to figure out. That's why I thought the river scene was something similar as well. I was like, is that something I've seen before? I like how Ghostbusters actually happens, but it's actually a movie reference in the actual like world itself. That is meta humor. Oh really? Oh my god, I've heard that voice. Welcome back to Pop Team Epic. Oh my god, I've heard that voice. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, actually. Pipimi's voice sounds so familiar. To Terminator at the end as well. That's Noctis and Ignis as well. Oh, it's Noctis and Ignis. Oh my god. I've heard his voice. I've heard Pipimi's voice before. There's also a reference to Wicked in the background as well. Didn't actually make reference to that one, but it's actually a Wicked reference in the back. I still can't believe that it actually ends up just being one massive Final Fight reference. It's so freaking amazing. I mean, is there ever gonna be a dude like Mike Haggard ever again that actually rock suspenders like that? Like, will there ever be a guy like him ever to rock suspenders like that in our lifetime? I don't think it ever will be. Wait, isn't that what someone's ultra move? From something. That's not, is it not Guilty Gear? Was it Guilty Gear? I like how Pipimi Epic actually made Alice of Wonderland more nightmarish than it already is. Like, we have American McGee, Alice, Pipimi Epic Alice. Freaking terrifying. Freaking absolutely terrifying. Is that's not Jiro from Concrete Revolution, is it? Because that's who I envisioned originally. That it was Jiro from Concrete Revolution. Oh man, these two do have the best relationship ever, though, when you think about it. It sounds either like Jiro or Nikaido, one of the two. It sounds like either one of the two, which is really bugging me now, because it's one of them. It's one of them. That's the problem. It's like their voice sounds so familiar. It's one of those ones you know you've heard it, but you're like, where have I heard it before? Oh man, this show's good. This show's really freaking good. I don't think it's much point in me saying it like every single time, but Jesus Christ, this show is absolutely incredible. Like, it really is. It took a massive reference to the whole entirety of, like, a lot of what cinema was back in the day, of how people used to go to New York, and how they actually used to go there and eventually maybe even go back home afterwards. And then have a Ghostbusters reference, a freaking Final Fantasy 15 reference, a freaking Wicked reference to the background I didn't really notice the first time around until I saw it again. And then all kind of go to a head to a freaking Final Fight reference. It's like, boy! You can't make this up. It's so freaking outstandingly done. It's like all things lead back to the fact that we need a new Final Fight game. It all leads back to that one moment that we just need a Final Fight video game. And why don't we have one? And we had Final Fight Streetwise, but that was something we don't talk about. We don't talk about that at all. I want to go quickly check what references I might have missed, because there's a few I kind of want to know more about. Okie dokie, let's have a look. Maybe actually... Yeah. Yeah. No. No. I know it now. It might not be exactly that, but someone pointed out on Reddit and just realised it. It might be a John Hughes reference. Which... Could it be a John Hughes reference? Could it be a John Hughes reference? Have a look. Because it's basically the whole entirety of, like, finding one's... It's as I'm saying, it's that whole entire, like, plot point from the 90s that every single film used to utilise the teenagers, the whole entire idea of going somewhere else, finding their person, and going back to where they were originally. It's a very common used plot point, so that's what I kind of instinctively thought it was, but people are saying, oh, it might be a John Hughes reference, which makes some sense of sense. Oh man, so yeah, it probably isn't. I don't think what it is I don't think it's a direct reference. Like, it's not a it's not like last week's episode, which was a reference to the Battles of Onion Humanity, the complete film series. That one was a direct reference to that whole entire film series. This one was more of a kind of like an indirect reference to the whole entire, like, 90s cinema, basically, in a nutshell, maybe 80s even more. Like, it's one of those things. It utilizes the whole entirety of what is known in those kind of periods of time, actually then to kind of utilize as a parody, which actually was quite well done, because let's face it, they do technically tend to do that quite often nowadays, the idea of how to parody, like, what was known back in the 90s and 80s, because it's kind of a thing at this point. But no, it's really well utilized here, because it works because of what we've seen beforehand, what's come beforehand, and since it's referencing, so it works in that context. But yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, because John Hughes is kind of like, he's the quintessential person, as you say, so it might in theory be just him and they're referencing, but it could be a few more, because there's a lot more out there than just then. They still even do it to this day, the whole entire, like, coming-of-age film series. So it's a freaking, like, really overly used trope at this point. Works sometimes, doesn't work other times, but no, it really does work. I actually really did like how they did it, but then they actually kind of went above and beyond it, which is one of the things I actually really appreciated. Because, like, let's face it, the best thing about it was the fact that actually kind of these Ghostbusters, these Robocop, they used a lot of other things. I think they even used Street Fighter 2 at one point, like, maybe one of the things, because did they actually, is Street Fighter 2's thing take place in America? Oh, I mean the intro screen. There's a really famous building it uses in the opening screen. I'm trying to figure out where it's from again. Is it that? I can't remember. What the hell is a title screen building? Because there's a building in the background. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Huh. It might be. Thank you, boy. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry you actually missed the reaction. I do apologise. So it's been a little bit hasty. It's been like, not hasty is the wrong word to use, but it's been a bit all over the place today because the fact was Twitch died. So that's why I was saying in the beginning, this whole entire thing's been a massive dumpster fire because Twitch died, YouTube died, everything else died in between. So I actually had no other places to use. I had to wait for this to come back, and it actually started to work now. So it's all good, as they say. Ah, man, but yeah. So what we got here is one massive homage, more than a reference, I would say, at this point. Because last week's episode was a reference. Like, it was a reference last week, but this one's more of a homage to the whole entirety of, like, that age of cinema. It's actually really well done, because it's actually kind of a neat thing to do. But they had Ghostbusters in it as well, they had Final Fantasy, they had freaking Final Fight, they had maybe even Street Fighter at one point. They had a lot of things going on, which I actually really freaking enjoyed, as I said beforehand. So yeah, this episode really was kind of good for that reason. So if they keep on doing this, so that the rest of the actual runtime is idea of using movie references, then by God, will it be freaking great to watch, I must say. I really do like how they've done this, because they nailed the feel perfectly. A lot of people can't do it. A lot of people try to emulate the feel of what it is to actually kind of make that era of cinema, that era of anything, because it is really, really freaking hard to pull off the Yakuza look perfectly how it was done last week, and they did it exquisitely done. This week it was done perfectly in the idea of how they actually kind of all came to do the whole homage. It was really freaking great. Like, it really was. It's one of those things I don't think a lot of people appreciate it, but it was really well done, because it was just, the feel was nailed, and they actually did the whole entire thing of the actual kind of the burn marks as well in the actual screen. I thought that's even kind of cooler when you think about it, because they even had the burn marks. But yeah, I swear to God, the beginning part was actually, you got the touch from what's it called, from Transformers. It felt like it. It felt like another song. I can't remember. To the YouTube mobile, as they say. You've got the touch. Oh man. It is. It is. It's that. It's basically that. It is. The beginning part went boom straight away. It is that. I was like, ah, I know it. I know it. Yeah, it is that song. And I say it's the beginning part. You get it straight away. Like it's just that song's in your head all the time because the movie's so freaking great. But yeah, I mean, man, that was good. That was a good episode of Hot Topic once again. Like, I believe people tend to write the show off because it's a comedy, but it's a lot smarter when you think about it, which is kind of one of the things I wouldn't have thought I would have said, but no, the humor is really freaking smart in the show. It's one of those ones that it kind of, once you get it, it makes you want to go back and watch stuff that you kind of got the reference of as well, which is one of the things I actually kind of note about this show, is the fact that it makes the reference to kind of make it a little bit more known, to actually then make for you to go and watch it afterwards. Which is actually a neat thing, because more people that watch Kenji Fukusaka would be amazing, because he's an amazing director. He really freaking is. Like, if more people watch Kenji Fukusaka, then by all means, this show can continue for the rest of its lifetime. I do not mind. Because, goddamn, more people to watch Battle Royale, the best that could ever be, the best timeline that ever could be. So yeah, we are now heading into the final stretch of this series. Only three more weeks to go into the final episode. So it's gonna be kind of sad to see this show go, like it really is, because this show's so freaking good. But all good things must come to an end, as they say. Much like Sangatsu will as well, much like a lot of other shows this season will as well, which is going to be really freaking depressing, but what can we do, boys and girls? What can we freaking do? So yes, do apologize once again for the beginning part of being kind of like a bit all over the place. It's just the whole entire thing's been freaking horrible to kind of get to working, because YouTube hasn't given back my streaming rights. I had to go back and start a new account, which then it didn't really work at all with that one. So then that kind of failed. Hello, how's it going? So that kind of failed. And then everything else in between. Like, it was hell on earth to get this to work, but eventually it started working because Twitch came back. I was like, thank you. But I do have a sub account on YouTube now, which is kind of like a good thing to have there. So do not worry about that one. If anything ever happens again, and I happen not to be able to use Twitch, and I probably will go there as well, but I don't know. Anyway, enough talk of my slow descent into madness, because everything tends to work against me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this whole entire stream on Twitch. If you have, then do leave a follow, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you do want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. You see what I mean? My brain's doing two things, so my brain just stopped mid-sentence. So do not worry, my brain probably will come back one day, but I doubt in the next like 1 month it will. But hopefully one day it'll come back to the whole entire land of the living. But until tomorrow, with hopefully Cardicaptor Sakura, and also then Sangatsu as well, because we got to watch Sangatsu tomorrow. I shall see you guys then. Bye for now.